Welcome to Module 9, Engage Teachers and Students. Congratulations on planning how to manage your garden year-round. As the next step, this video will help you understand the importance of engaging teachers and students, strategies to get this done, and resources to make it easier. Schools need to engage teachers and students in order to run a successful garden. This ensures ongoing use across the school and across the curriculum.
I believe that it is extremely important for teachers other than the team, the garden team, to get out into the garden and understand that first, we have a garden. Second, what's in our garden. Third, what do we do with the garden?
Finding teachers that will consider their lesson plan and how it could be, how the garden or the garden cart could be employed in that lesson plan. We want them to see it as a resource and to use that resource, and we've been pretty lucky at helping to have that happen.
The classroom teachers are critical because they're the ones who find time in their day to bring kids out and actively engage children in the gardening process.
You need to have that leader of the school supporting the garden and supporting the teachers who are involved with the garden.
I think that it's important for every grade level in a school building to be involved in the garden because the long-term aspects of students' learning can change their health and their life.
We see students learning as sitting in their desk writing something down, and we need to be able to broaden that and know that learning happens when students get really hands-on as well.
When you can incorporate anything that brings that much enjoyment to kids in education, I think teachers see that, they're aware of it, and they want to be involved in that.
A school garden that engages as many teachers and students as possible will last. A garden is a resource, and the more people that value it and use it regularly, the more likely it is to remain in existence. So, if you need to engage teachers and students, what are the best ways to get them involved? Through our interviews with school garden coordinators, volunteers, and organizations that support school gardens, it was agreed that teachers don't need one more thing to be responsible for. They need a garden that will help them accomplish their existing responsibilities.
Part of having the teachers being able to use the garden is again to have that support of the principal or of the school district to say, yes, students in a garden looks like learning. That teachers don't feel like taking them out to the garden is something extra or something they need, they're not supposed to be doing.
When schools have their teacher in service, if you can take one of those times to use it to go out to the garden, introduce teachers to the garden, have a brainstorming session.
Opening up the ideas, maybe once a month, giving those teachers in a general idea, say, hey, here are some ideas you could get your students out in the garden.
Having conversations with the curriculum department and ways to bring about the science curriculum or even math curriculum or just different language arts studies that we may be doing.
I think in order for teachers to feel at home in the garden teaching their students there, they would best be served by having lesson plans that show them this aligns with the Common Core and the state standards.
If it applies to what they're teaching in the classroom, they'll come out and take advantage of the garden.
Teachers are so worn out and busy and have a lot of requirements that they have to meet, and so instead of saying, can you come out here and do this extra lesson on this, garden? Could you learn about perimeter as you're measuring garden beds, since you're already learning about that in math class?
You can use anything across the curriculum: language arts, writing, music, PE, math, right here.
There are all kinds of skills that you can teach academically, but through a way that engages the kids much more fiercely, really.
And just encouraging them, give, I think, people praise when they are out in the garden. Let them know that you're recognizing that they're out there using that resource, and I think they'll be more inclined to continue to do it.
Teachers are generally underpaid and overworked. Giving them support to learn about the garden and garden lesson plans helps them see the garden not as extra work, but as a tool in helping them meet their existing classroom standards in a more engaging way for the students.
I have seen more students interested and hands-on engaged in a garden, in an outdoor atmosphere, than I have when they're sitting in front of a computer. Once they just get going, they fall in love with it.
Break a big classroom of students down into small groups and have them work together. Identify your leaders. Maybe they're not the most positive leaders in the classroom, but give them a leadership job in the garden.
Probably my greatest joy is to come outside during that recess time and not seeing them playing on the playground, but instead seeing them inside the garden.
Every child in every classroom planted either a flower or a vegetable. Those are things that get kids motivated, so they in turn start asking and keeping our engagement in it.
Every day for half an hour, the kids came out, they adopted a plant, they learned about that plant, they watered it, they weeded it, they journaled about it.
You know, they find the most enjoyment in something they can come out and get their fingers in the dirt and just be a part of the whole process. You know, they come home talking about it too.
I really think that when they see that from start to finish, they're willing to try a lot more things than they would to just if you went to the grocery store and said, oh, let's try this.
Once the children see the things begin to grow and then get to taste them from the garden, they will remember that for the rest of their lives.
Students are naturally engaged if teachers feel confident taking them to the garden. Using outdoor classroom management skills and curriculum that is both fun and mapped to existing standards, students will be involved in valuable hands-on learning.
We have really good connections through Keep Iowa Beautiful for resources online that help us plan for different activities regarding STEM and things like that.
Because it's already matched to the curriculum that they need for their specific grade. You can show your principal, this is how it matches, this is why I'm taking them outside, and this is where it correlates with the curriculum.
Keep Iowa Beautiful has the Teachers Going Green program right on our website. It's free, it has all the lesson plans tied into it.
It has between 150 and 200 lessons for teachers. Each one of those is tied to at least one concept or skill from the Common Core, the Next Generation Science Standards, and there are also lessons tied to STEM.
It gives teachers a one-stop shop so that they don't have to go trying to find all the different resources they need in a million different places.
They're constantly being updated with changes in education.
The linkage to the Teachers Going Green program is exceptional. So it just gives them a full packet of opportunity here. No reason to fail.
A Garden for Every School is hosted online at www.teachers-going-green.com, where teachers can access hundreds of free lesson plans that meet existing educational standards. Whether it be core requirements, state standards, or STEM, this is a convenient one-stop shop to save teachers time and energy. With this curriculum in one place, teachers can feel confident taking their students to the garden regularly. A Garden for Every School has tools to help you engage teachers and students. This video has its own planning guide and is hosted on a website full of free lesson plans for teachers. Download Planning Guide number 9 for this video. As a team, fill out each section, identify preferred lesson plans from the Teachers Going Green website, and add it to your school garden binder.